Hi, Mike Kennedy with you here, and we're going to talk about what to do with mushrooms that we've dehydrated. Okay, now these are the hen of the woods. You've seen my earlier video. And so there's basically two ways that I would like to use these. One way is you rehydrate them. So we're going to put them in some in water here. And they're going to have to sit a while until they absorb the water. And you've got to realize, since mushrooms are 90% water, this represents quite a bit of mushrooms. I had 4 pounds of this hen of the woods, and it basically ended up being in these 3 little bags here, because not only does it get smaller, but it gets incredibly lighter since most of the weight is water. Okay, so there's our one option. Then our second option, which is really nice, is to grind it into a powder. This might be especially nice to do with pieces of the stem, but you can do it with regular pieces as well. But the idea here is that you will actually keep working on this until it's transformed into a powder. And then this powder can be directly added to things like soup. You could put it in a hamburger, a meatloaf, whatever you want to do. And some mushrooms don't reconstitute well. They kind of come out too kind of mushy or powdery, especially if you have older mushrooms that aren't picked at their peak. So this is a good way to make them more usable by doing this. And so what we're going to do is we're going to come back shortly, and we're going to use these in preparing, well, we're just putting them in eggs is what I'm going to do with them. So I've let them set for half an hour. I can still see they're kind of on the leathery side, okay? So since I'm impatient, I'm going to cut them up. You also can do it in the microwave. Cook them a little bit in the microwave while they're in the water. Dehydrate them quicker that way. That's going to serve my purposes. A little butter in there. Mushrooms can be kind of a diet food if you're careful about how much fat you add back in. That's the problem. By the time you put it in butter and different things like that, you can get a lot of calories. Mushrooms by themselves are very low calories. So we're just doing kind of a scramble here. And I did hit the mushrooms in the microwave for 30 seconds, just to pre-cook them a little bit. Because you want to cook mushrooms first, because it makes them easier to digest. Cell walls, humans can't digest them that well in their stomach. So if you're looking for the full flavor and digestibility, you want to cook them. And there are a few mushrooms that have some amount of toxicity to them to make you sick, and cooking them gets rid of that. So even the ones you get in the store, they're going to be better cooked. So there we are. Let's try it out. So here we have the big taste test. Tastes excellent. I can tell I should have reconstituted these longer. This is the first time I've done it with this hen of the woods. So next time I think I'm going to try actually putting in some water and microwaving it for 5 or 10 minutes first, and see if I don't get kind of more of an instant rehydration. But they taste excellent. I like to taste the mushrooms and eggs because I think it allows the real flavor of the mushroom to come through rather than adding a lot of stuff to it. But very, very good. So we've now the 3 mushrooms, well, maybe there's more, but I did chicken of the woods, hen of the woods, and dehydrated and reconstituted those. I've also done horse mushroom and bicolor bolete. They all work well. They're not going to have the exact same texture as if you cook them fresh, but usually something like hen of the woods, you get it in a fairly large mass, so all of a sudden you get 4 pounds of mushrooms. So this allows you a very quick way of preserving it. I guess a lot of people will blanch and freeze things and things like that, but I don't really have that much freezer space. I've just got a, you know, stand alone like refrigerator that has a small freezer at the top, and that usually has things in it. So I really like the option of being able to dehydrate the mushrooms and store them in black bags or glass jars for longer storage.